There's a moment in your bones when the fire takes over. Blood is running, heart is pumping as the battle gets closer. They can say what they want now, 'cause we'll be screaming out, we can be heroes everywhere we go. We can have all that we ever want. Swinging like Ali, knocking out bodies, standing on top like a champion. Keep your silver, give me that gold. You'll remember when I say we can be heroes everywhere we go. Keeping us down is impossible. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable. We're unstoppable.
Para sa akon, sadya gini ang ampang namon sa TNC kay kami ang duwa ka team nga bagos nga new generation and puro kami tanan ga eskwela kag sadya gini nga ampang.
Embrace new talents coming into the PG 18 Backers Pro Gaming Series Spring Split. My name is Vulcan. With me is Arctic. Your shoutcasters entering match 2, where I gotta say this is going to be a very dire situation for AEX when they're facing against TNC, inarguably one of the better teams entering in the PGS, new and improved, making it right now into the 2nd seed.
Agree ako sa dyan, Vulcan. Especially kung i-consider mo na AEX, they're kind of in the position na very familiar sa kanila actually. Kung babalakin natin yung naging 2016 run nila kung saan they were actually the last seed to qualify for playoffs. Tapos they had to climb all the way to quarters, to semis, all the way to the finals at Rampage in 2016 where they became the champions. Ang tanong nga lang is, can they pull that off again going into this match right here?
It's going to be a tall order, but AEX, these are the strangers na mga ganun. Yeah. 2016, if you recall, as Arctic said, they really started low. They were the last seed, but making to the playoffs and then overthrowing one of the veteran teams and being champions. Can AEX perform the same miracle here? But first, before we get to that, Arctic, they need to make it to playoffs. Exactly. And as we look at the standings on what happened, TNC will be securing the 2nd seed because of what happened in our first day in the week 7 of the group stages.
Yeah, and it's quite the interesting predicament that they're in right there because in a way, depending on how this points go for this match.
Yes, guys. Ito yung standings natin. Tapos if you recall our new format, in our newly the spring split here, the league will be completely different in a sense that the top 6 teams will be moving on to the playoff stage, single elimination style, and then the the top 2 seeds will be waiting in the semifinals. Relax, comfortable, and you can plan out maybe some great picks or potentially hide one of their pocket picks. But when you're looking at the standings so far, you see 7 points on Tubarsi, you see 5 on the AEX. There are 2 scenarios where AEX can really try and overthrow Barcy's spot. They need to get, or I would say a really hard order would be 2-0, sweeping a 2-0, so that they can completely knock down BRE or get a 2-1 against TNC. Both scenarios require them to win.
Bottom line here is for AEX, they need to win the overall match. Like, kahit sabihin natin they get 1 game, I mean, if they just can't close out to just winning the overall, then yun ang magiging tricky sa kanila. Hindi sila makapag-qualify for playoffs. And gaya nga ng sinasabi ko kahapon, napaka-tricky ng predicament na to para sa actually lahat ng bottom 4 teams. Kasi saktong nakatapat ng mga nasa bottom 4, yung mga nasa top 4 naman. More so for AEX na ang kalaban pa nila is TNC, being one of the teams na talagang after a drought from the past 2 splits have been performing incredibly. So
it's like they kind of up their level in terms of style, game, knowledge. Not just that for TNC, entering this PGS is one of the New Bloods. It is their resurgence. So let's see. Can TNC face off against AEX? Well, complete with the momentum they're having, because if they are entering this match as one of the newer Bloods, AEX, they are no strangers to competition. But it's the fact that yung roster ng AEX, medyo kaiba yung roster.
Yeah.
So that's going to be a very difficult scenario. Maybe AEX is not too comfortable. They did lose Calculated and Endless Ace.
And I gotta say though, kasi as of the previous splits, para sa akin, napatunayan ni Awaken na he was able to fill in Calculated shoes. So that's the positive working for them. At the same time, in all fairness to AEX, na pakita naman rin ni Dodoy yung that he actually belongs in the PGS. And in fact, he was actually MVP during one of the winning matches for AEX. So
The sub, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he does have the same experimentation that Mineske had with their sub James, but you cannot compare with James and Dodoy, because Dodoy has yet to prove himself, whereas James, great player, flexible, can fill in the roles. Can Dodoy try and step up his game to show us that, hey, I'm a sub, but I can still fill in the shoes, fill in the blanks, so that my team can try get a 2-0. This is actually interesting, because yung sa story ng AEX at TNC, medyo interesting in a way that the main spotlight here is making it to playoffs.
Right.
Can they do it, Arthur?
Well, para sa akin, Vulcan, I still have that big question mark on my mind with regards to that. Kasi if you're gonna look at how AX performed, it's not the same powerhouse na nasanay na tayong makita as of itong previous splits. It has been a little bit of a deterioration, but in all fairness to them, na break in naman nila si both Dodoy as well as Kurosu. So Kurosu as well, I gotta hand it to him. He made his comeback to AX during the previous split. That was when both Mirmo and Vanguard were still on the team as well. So at least going into the split, nakita naman natin na may improvement talaga. Ang problema kasi with that improvement, lahat ng teams kasi nag-improve eh. So it's not really about just showing improvement, but if you could match up sa naging improvement ng mga iba pang teams.
And when it comes to improvement, Arctic, I know that these teams, they have what it takes to improve. And if they do, especially for AEX, if they make it to the playoffs, they can have a lot of time to prepare. I mean, 1 week of extra preparation is more than enough for our pro players here in the Philippines to prepare entering a match, especially the playoff stage. Yung group stages talaga yung medyo mahirap kasi yung mentality, tapos yung preparation, the pressure. The group stages are longer, so it's more grueling, but the playoff stage, there's more pressure in it. Because in the group stages, medyo relax. You can relax in a way kasi, hey, I can still make it up for the next week. I can still make it up for the next week. But if you carry on that mentality, you don't want to end up in a spot where AEX is right now, where this last match will matter.
So there you have it, folks. Let's go ahead and check out the match. Ronda. Actually, very curious ako sa magiging setup nila. So, mukhang makikita natin si Kurosu together with Genvi in that bot lane. I believe it's gonna be Dodoy that will be towards the top side. So we'll find out in a little bit as to who we will be seeing.
And as for the matchup rundown, you can see it right now here. Claim Empire X will be playing on the blue side against TNC Pro Team on the red side. Demon and Orthros, again, one of the duos that improve, especially Orthros as a support. Thanks to Demon, I would say the dynamic is working really well for them. But I want to see the same dynamic with Kurosu and Genvi. And you said si Kurosu, binabalik siya sa AEX. Can he fill in the shoes with the bottom lane duo of Mirmo and Vanguard?
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, one of my favorite bot lanes ever for AEX would always be the Mirmo Vanguard bot lane. Pero, in all fairness, Genvi and Kurosu, they have been showing some fight in them as well. So I don't want to discount them just yet. Pero, we've talked quite a bit about AEX. Let's go ahead and talk about TNC. Kasi, except for that one match defeat against Mineski, I mean, it's pretty memorable to all of us here because they did go 0-2. In fact, as far as expectations go, people were expecting it to be that
double whammy.
Yeah, it was
You
quite
medyo
the
stomp.
whammy.
You medyo stomp.
Pero I think, napakita naman sa atin ng TNC na that doesn't deter them. In fact, going into the next week, they just kept on going. And I think that's the proper mentality that they want to have na, you could go through these defeats in matches, pero you should, instead of letting it defeat your stuff, instead of letting it pressure you pa, you should just use it as that challenge na, okay, natalo kami sa match na yun, gagalingan pa namin sa mga susunod. We're gonna continue improving. We're gonna work on what mistakes have happened. And para sa akin, actually maganda na rin nangyari sa, I think I mentioned this during a previous thing, na maganda yung nangyaring yun para sa TNC, na mas okay nang nangyari yun sa group stage kaysa sa playoffs pa sila magkakaroon ng defeat when it really matters. Kasi at least nakikita na ng TNC yung what they really need to work on, especially going up against a team like Mineski that's I think not even arguably probably the best team right now in the
right now.
PGS.
I mean, securing the first seed is already an accomplishment, and with 2 imports, it's very it really was a challenge for TNC. They also got a rude wake-up call. Was it a rude wake-up call, or in a way, when TNC faced up against a strong team like Mineski, I felt like in the long run, TNC can bring something in from that experience. In the end, both were winners, and let's go and see. And winners in their own way, because TNC, still a new team. When you face up against a strong team, you can deal with it 2 ways. 1, let it consume you, or 2, overcome it and become better. And let's see, TNC, since they're moving into the playoff stage, they need to have the team mentality. And right now, entering this last match for today in the playoff stage, you need to not be complacent, because you need to have the momentum carried on when you make it to the playoff stage.
Meanwhile, ito na guys, alam kong maraming nag-aabang na summer sa maging game natin. Let's go ahead and head on to the pick and ban phase. Once again, this is Acclaim Empire X versus TNC Pro Team. Game 1 pa lang tayo mga kaibigan. Looking at the ban so far, looks like Jarvan the 4th as well as, wow, yung respeto talaga sa Yasuo ni Hayes.
I mean, the fact that TNC, it's not just the fact that yung ban yung Yas, it's also the fact that they are respecting how well TNC as a team can play, because practice makes perfect, mentality entering the game, TNC has everything secured, and they are showing complete respect. They saw how it works,
right,
and they don't want to give it away just like that, so they will ban that out. Also, the Sejuani. But for TNC, somehow respects yung sa Galio, we're seeing that actually popping off. Kind of a safe matchup. We always see Galler into any matchup is kind of safe for him. He can function level 6, but it all comes down to whoever gets the lead at this moment in our patch 8.4, which we are running right now in our day 2.
Meanwhile, looking at the last few bans here, Sejuani actually going to be taken away from Burst. So, looks like AEX, they don't really want to allow yung opportunity para kay Burst na maging influential both sa earlier phases during the laning phase whenever he tries to propel. I mean, what I like about TNC kasi is almost every single person here, Icarus, Hayes, Demon, lahat sila they can bring all the carry potential for TNC. So, kumbaga, there's not really one person you could consider a weak link, because every single person, every single carry on TNC is pretty strong.
They're strong on their own, but they're strong in numbers. And when we talk about TNC's how they've played over the group stages, note that they play as a team, one hand, not separate fingers, having their own minds. That's why they're respecting TNC's coordination. And for them to execute, let's say, that coordination requires what? Practice, trust. They have it in the bag. But for AEX, can they match it? Because they have been struggling when it comes to entering this group stage. First week pala, medyo na-fumble sila. Mid to week, it's more of a roller coaster, I would say, for AEX. But now at the bottom to spot, which you don't want to be if you have dreams or hopes to make it to the playoff stage to try and salvage your split, you need to wake up here. You need to adjust immediately.
Wow. Meanwhile, coming in from AEX, nakita naman natin may Jax nang naka-lock in. We see a hover over Sion. I think that will indeed be a lock in. Pero ang maganda kasi dito sa AEX, at face value, you might be thinking, oh, okay, maybe the Jax will be sent jungle, maybe the Sion will go top, pero this is AEX we're talking about.
Sometimes Sion support, we did see that on day 1. Remember, if you recall, the Sion support from NE.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Neat really performed above and beyond on that Sion support. Pero looks like TNC gonna hold things out within the first rotation of picks, and we'll go for the Janna pick. So looks like nakikita naman na natin yung magiging bot lane duo para dito kay Demon at kay Arthros.
I mean, the fact that when they picked up the Zac and not pick up the Janna, they don't want to give it to AEX, because we all know that Janna can really be a huge pain, a huge annoyance when you have a Zac, when you want to engage, especially on a Sion itself, but also paired up with an Ezreal with the Kleptomancy. That can really work well for the damage, because Ezreal himself, he kind of has a low damage because of the recent nerfs.
I'm wondering though, because interesting that you mentioned that, because one of the things I'd like to see from AEX, if they're going to be drafting something that would prevent bursts from making mga solid initiates onto the members of AEX. I mean, kung naalala mo, gaya nga ng what I really like about going back to week 1, the BRE versus another esports game, Rebenga denying initiates from XDXB when he was running the Zac. And then I think that was a Mineski game as well, wherein TG was running the Thresh to just play away whatever initiates, once again coming in from the Zac. So let's go ahead and see how it goes down though, because Sejuani was already banned out. Tapos Jana could have been another potential champion to work with, but has been selected by TNC. So tingnan natin, we are heading into the second rotation of picks now.
Look at the bans coming from TNC and AEX. Both we see mid lane picks here, which affect the Silence, the Talia, the Corki with the package. Something that they don't want to deal with. Both teams actually, they don't want to deal with the powerful, ever powerful, not that powerful, one of the most picked mid laners right now in the Spring Split. But note that in patch 8.4, it's kind of tricky for the Talia because you know the Lost Chapter is one of the staple items. Get that mana and can potentially build into a Luden's Echo, which is kind of common right now. But seeing how AEX, they are picking up this Karma, so I guess that won't be a silent support. Or could this be a mid Karma?
Or
Things can get interesting for AEX.
Actually, I'm really wondering to see what their last pick is gonna be, because yung last pick talaga yung makakapag-start na tayo mag-in-depth sa what AEX is working with as far as their composition, because there's just so much flexibility right now that I don't really want to make that call. Malay mo biglang may surprise pick pang lalabas dito sa second rotation of picks for AEX, but
We'll see.
Okay. So it's Karma.
This is very difficult for TNC's Azir. I mean, Azerath right now is quite powerful in the patch 8.4 because of the fact that when it comes to itemization, it's very important. It's you get to really use the benefit of what's this? But wrapping up what I'm saying about the Xerath, you can use a lot of things when it comes to the new items introduced in the patch 8.4. But on TNC's side, Aatrox is coming back into the meta as of now
actually,
when it comes to the patch 8.4. But it will be the Gangplank who is still kind of viable despite the higher mana consumption in the early, but it doesn't change the fact that si Gangplank to, medyo late scaling champion.
Yes, and there you have it, folks. So both sides have their compositions locked in here. So against our better judgment of potentially seeing unconventional, not necessarily unconventional champions, but unconventional picks going into certain lanes, AEX are pretty much gonna draft according to expectation as far as Sign going top, Jack's going jungle. So nonetheless, interesting for both sides here though. I'm really looking forward to how the bot lane will be going for both Genji and Demon. Because para sa akin, if you're gonna look at really crucial players na nakita talaga nating nagper-perform for both sides, I mean for AEX nakita tayo ng compositions wherein AEX is just dead focused on trying to project Genji to really carry the team, provide that solid front line. So it's a little bit different though, because maraming carry potential dito, not just in form of Genji, but Awaken as well on the Serath. Not sure, depending on what build Kamsu will be going for as well. I think he'll be going for a more tankier build on this Jax.
This has to be a game where AEX has to try and win if they want to make it to the playoff stage. But for TNC, it's a matter of game for them to try and, prove themselves even more that when we enter this PGS Spring Split, we are one of the newer bloods, the reformed team TNC. They need this momentum entering into the playoff stage. They need that boost. And they don't want to have those psyched out mentalities where, wait, we lost to AEX. We don't want to, lower their confidence. It's really difficult for TNC because when you're talking about TNC entering the playoff stage, it all comes down to mindset.
Right.
Can they shake things up quickly as a veteran team like AEX?
That's actually something that I'm kind of curious about myself, Fuken. So I guess time will tell as we head on into the game later on. But I mean, it's just because for TNC, let's be realistic here. They're pretty much set to enter the playoffs now.
As second seed.
Yeah, as second
Pretty much
seed.
set.
So, makakahinga na sila na maluwag. But of course, you still want to enter these games na you want to build up that momentum. I think that was something that we were talking about behind the scenes bago tayo mag-proceed sa match natin na andun talaga yung they could potentially take it a little bit more easier. Pero kumbaga sayang rin yung opportunity na why not use these games right here. Itong remaining game natin na pasok tayo sa playoffs. Pero let's make it count para it's good practice na rin kasi.
And when you need all the practice you can get, and not just at the exposure, when you want to have at least all the games on your side, you can try new things here and there. But when it comes to AEX, this isn't the same luxury they have entering this match too. This isn't the same as for TNC where medyo walang pressure sila. For AEX, everyone right now is looking onto AEX to try and win this match. If they do, they will force a tiebreaker with BRE, depending if it's a 2-1 or a 2-0. If it's a 2-0, that's going to be their full win condition, and we might see a flashback of what happened 2 years ago.
AEX flashing in right there, but I don't know. We'll just have to see because I know for a fact yung mga summoners natin from Iloilo, siguro they're watching from their monitors right now. AEX, hand forward, take my energy. Hopefully they could make it again to the playoffs. I mean, who wouldn't want to see a former champion try to reach their former glory? And nagawa naman yun ng AEX.
It's always a nice story.
Yeah.
And right now, it's always nice to have, yes, the underdog story that we all love. But when the underdog becomes the consistent champions, then we start to hate it.
Yeah, exactly.
So we only love the underdog story when they stay the underdog. That's why it's called the underdog story. When they're not anymore the underdog story, it's kind of naumay sila. Like one example is yung SKT.
Yeah, there you go.
T1. You get a bit tired if they win, and you want someone else to contest that. It's always exciting to see what team can overthrow a small team or a beginner or a new fresh team can overthrow, let's say, a Titan or a strong team. It's a nice story. It's the journey that the new team has, and everyone wants to be a part of it. And right now for AEX, they need to try and perform the same stunt they had on the 2016 year in our PGS. But as of now, let's focus onto our game 1. This is an important game. Everyone has to really watch out. Can AEX take 1 point against TNC, or can TNC, with an astounding performance entering the last week of the group stages, further solidify that, hey, despite us having the second seed spot secured, we still want a 2-0. We want to make it look good in our numbers.
Exactly. Man, I don't know. This is it, guys. So, syempre, gaya ng sabi ko, may mga nagpapakita talaga ng suporta dito sa parehong AEX tsaka TNC. Let us know, of course, from wherever you're watching, whether it be Facebook Live or gaming.youtube.com/PHGarena/live kung sino ang sinusuportahan niyo dito. #AEX win ba or #TNC win. Magkakaalaman na, guys, as we head on to the Rift in just a little bit. See you there.
Here we are, guys. We welcome you to one of the struggling games for AEX. This is going to be Game 1 of Match 2. AEX on the blue side versus TNC Pro Team. They need to secure this match if they have any hopes to try and make it to the playoff stage.
Yes, there you have it, folks. Okay, so nonetheless, let's go ahead and we've talked a little bit about what AEX has on their side. Let's go ahead and check out TNC here. So, kahit na-deny yung Sejuani ni Burst, I mean, Zac is also a pretty good alternative. Although, para mas masulit niya yung pick na to, I'm expecting that hopefully TNC, they could manage their lanes in a way that will allow Burst yung opportunity na makapag-gank siya. Because, nakikita rin, we've had games in the past na even with the Zac, even with the potential to go for potential kills in the earlier phases, lalo kapag ang ganda ng composition that early game pa lang, kayang makipagbakbakan ng team. But because of how pushed in they are, nasasayang yung gank potential ng Zac. So we've had those in the past. Pero if you can look at the composition that TNC has, I think it would probably be a scenario wherein it could be manageable naman.
And it's very manageable. They can try and do anything they seem... They can't give up. That's the simplest way I can say. They can't give up at this point. Every movement they make, every decision that goes wrong will affect greatly in our first game. And when you look at the matchups right now, one thing I can see very interesting is the Gangplank to Sion matchup, because when you're seeing this Sion with the minion materializer, He will be the ones to clear the waves. He does have the roar, yung E. That is a great wave clear. Follow that up with the Q or W that can quickly clear out the waves.
Yeah.
And he doesn't need to be he doesn't need to be scared about the barrel's damage because may shield pa yung W. So he can try and out-push this Gangplank. But in the end, it comes down to how much work can for Dodoy to do in this matchup against the Gangplank.
And in all fairness, now that I recall, Vulcan, itong Saya na to, ito ang champion na nakapagbigay ng MVP award kay Dodoy sa previous weeks natin. So, tignan natin if AEX will see the same success through Dodoy on this champion kung ma-influensya niya yung especially going into the later parts of this game with the Unstoppable Onslaught.
Okay, I mean, we're seeing, yes, the Unstoppable Onslaught is one of the tools that Dodoy can use to try and change the lanes, try help out Awaken. What I'm looking at right now, Arte, and I want everyone to look right now on the items here. We're seeing two champions running the minion dematerializer. It's going to be the Scion and the Xerath. And note that, look at those stopwatches. 1, 2, 3 stopwatches to note. League of stopwatch here, but it will only be available come into the 10 minutes, not anymore the 6 minutes. So AEX, they have a lot of tools to try and deny some early pressure coming from TNC. But okay, I was talking about early pressure. And did about his burst in the bot lane, but that won't really give him much. They are trying to wither him down just a bit.
Yes, TNC, nakita naman natin yung attempt na yun na hinayaan ni Demon tsaka ni Orthros na mag-push intong si Genvi tsaka si Korosu para makapag-gang si Burst. Unfortunately, won't be successful para dito sa jungler ng TNC, but nonetheless a good attempt. Did take quite a bit of damage though.
Yeah, this is going to be a top lane matchup where for Dodoy, he has to keep on pushing. And for Tamzu is one of the players that we saw in the GPL All-Star, and I think everyone knows his performance there. Quite spectacular, I would say. The dream team was there. Now Tamzu bringing in that experience here for his team, invades the red side. Now, because he saw Burst the bot lane, and it took so much time, so why not go for the invade? And he's quite ambitious. Also wants to take the Raptors. Can he take something? May smite siya. Oh yeah, that's what I want. You go for the steal. You hurt where it hurts the jungler. Yung gold. Now we're seeing Dodoy from the top lane. Now we're seeing Awaken trying to choke on Haze. Haze has no mana. Cell division has been popped. Tamzu trying to finish up the droplets. Teleport even being burnt here. But in the end, a summoner burn plus a first blood will go to Acclaim Empire X. Make it a double, the burn is there. Make it a double, goes to Dodoy.
Man, oh man, of all the people you give those kills, probably not the best right there for TNC. Pero syempre, para naman dito sa AEX, giving it to Dodoy right there. Hey, okay. And gaya nga ng sabi ko, this was the champion that he performed on. At dahil sa magandang simula para dito kay Dodoy, actually makes it much more easier for him to make the transition into the later parts. Lalo kung magpatuloy itong success niya within the earlier minutes of this game.
Oh, and not just that, it's quite difficult for this Gangplank to try and deal with a Scion who is immediately picking up the Glacial Shroud. May cooldown siya, tapos may mana. He will go and push in this lane. Not just that, may, again, yung minion dematerializer.
Exactly, man. So, nonetheless, let's go ahead and see here though. What's interesting about what happened towards that top side, I'm actually surprised na medyo na late nang dating si Icarus. I'm not really sure, maybe it was because of the wave being pushed in onto him, because it took probably a good extra 3 to 4 seconds bago makarating si Icarus when Dodoy was already there. So I feel like that was a little bit of a deficiency for TNC, but still, it is too earlier on, pero nakita naman natin. I think what's interesting is, di ba, there's always this running joke kapag nakakita tayo ng gangsta, okay, parang naglalakad na bangko ATM yan. But look at the CS difference.
Oh, yeah.
So I think medyo nababalance just with where Dodoy is at right now, but man,
confidence in the side for Dodoy. Getting that double kill doesn't that put you in a good mood, Arctic?
Yeah.
And seeing how you're pushing out this lane so effectively and also at the same time hurting Burst with your E. See, wala siyang pake sa barrels. He has the W for the shield. Still continuing to push and He fails to take down the Baron. He goes in with the ultimate. He's taking the turrets. That's too much confidence here. And Icarus will get an easy kill. This is Dodoy making the mistake.
Yes, unfortunately, Dodoy medyo naging overconfident sa pag-dive na yan. I could kind of see where he was going, but I mean, since sobrang short nung travel niya using the Unstoppable Onslaught, kasi since you don't really travel that much of a distance, you also don't really get that much of heavy damage as you would. So, sayang, I saw the idea, but didn't quite transpire.
He did not respect the scurvy, right?
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he had really thought that he could burst down this gangplank. Yes, he had the damage and everything else, but you'd really have to take notice of the turret. You can't just ignore it. And from Dodoy, usually with the Saya, you would ultimate back to lane, which catches the laners by surprise. It's a very quick drive, but he won't be doing that. Teleport wasn't available too. But in the end, it will be TNC taking in 1 kill. But note that si Dodoy, meron siyang dalawang kill. He can still try and remedy it, but in the end, please do not be that complacent. This is a crucial match for AEX, and we're seeing that kahit sa CS, he's in the lead.
Yes, meanwhile, let's go ahead and check out where our junglers are at right now. So, sa nakikita natin, for the most part, mukhang Burst, he's trying to reach level 6 as soon as possible. Hasn't really been going for any ganks within these past few minutes. Siguro, medyo pambawi na rin sa nangyaring Hero 2 kanina sa upper side ng jungle ng TNC.
Ooh, that is hurting him a lot. I mean, not having the big raptor chicken and the red spicy buff, that is really affecting si Burst in a way that you can't really try and influence your lanes because I'm having a really bad time myself. And now, since AEX, alam nila, walang masyado gana si Burst mag-contest ng Mountain Drake, they will be starting it.
Yes. Meanwhile,
Oh, wait. Hold that thought here. Pressure coming to the top lane. Smart for the secure. 4 members versus 3. Flashes away. Shurima Jeff knocks back 2 members with the divide. But only times is going back on to Hayes. He gets chunked down here. Teleport is incoming. Icarus forced to teleport here. There's the Monsoon. Awaken flashes away. Oh, Carosa with the channel there. He helps out Tamsin with the Q. And he will pay for his life. No. Ultimate Awaken. Walang cancel. The Monsoon misses. What happened there? Awaken took down Damon. He's low. Here comes Dodoy, but he can't do anything. A bit too late. No. He just used his ultimate to travel to the whole entire map, but it was kind of too late to the party.
yeah, and at the end of the day, that will end in a 3-4-2. Actually, a small victory right there para dito sa TNC Pro Team. Pero, ang medyo unfortunate nga lang kasi is, tingnan mo kung saan na-concentrate yung mga kills. Pretty much onto Orthros here. Probably not the best person you want to see get these kills, especially earlier on when you want to try to start ramping things up para dito kay Hayes tsaka dito kay Demon. So, at least, a small consolation, I guess, is Demon does get the assist, but it would have been much more substantial to have gotten those kills, that's for sure.
And that I completely agree. I mean, at least when it comes to the top lane, Icarus did pick up 2 assists and 1 kill, gets the Phage and the Sheen. He needs to get that Trinity Force, but from the great lead that Dodoy got in the red side of the TNC, he immediately picks up the Tabi, really negates a lot of damage. In a way, makes that Sheen, deal less damage a lot, and he does have the Glacial Shroud. May go for the Righteous Glory. So he's going in hard.
Yes, definitely. At the end of the day, let's go ahead and see how this ultimately goes down for both sides, because from what I'm seeing here, both sides are really starting to pick up the speed.
Oh, definitely. I mean, lahat sila may gusto magpanalo dito. Especially for the AEX. If they win this game here, this will guarantee them at least a good start. Now, it doesn't matter if they win the first game. It matters most if they can secure the match. Here it comes. Dodoy with Tamsin counter-strike in, gets the stun. Q will not connect. He does flush away, but in the mid lane, Burst goes in for the gang. Awaken gets pushed back there. Teleport coming in. Awaken pops the stasis. This is the 10-minute mark. Here it comes. Here, response from Dodoy, a bit too late. He bumps on to Burst. Knock airborne. Will he go down flashing away? But will be forced to use his passive. I mean, he doesn't use his passive, but in the end, who will get the kill? Oh, Orthros with a great monsoon save! Oh, and Burst goes back in. That's going to be Hayes doing so much the work here, forcing out Dode's flash. And here comes Demon.
Yes, Demon, unfortunately, a little bit in too late for the party to have made something much more of yung nakita nating clash dito sa mid lane.
Close call.
Yes, very close call indeed. That does force a lot of members for AEX to back away. Pero in all fairness to them, I like the fact na nakita naman natin Korosu was kind of starting to roam around the map. So, dahil nga nagkaroon ng initiation dun sa mid lane, was able to respond a lot more faster, provide a lot of that utility just to make sure na nandun yung survivability ng members ng AX. Although, unfortunately, Awaken was a casualty in that.
Kudos to Orthros with that monsoon. Really saved Burst's life there. And close call in for Burst. He did re-engage again, did not die. But it will be AEX. Kurosu and Townsend will gank the top lane for an easy kill. They know that they need to secure at least some objectives here. They can aim for the first turret. Yes. Meanwhile, oh, Genvi. Oh, assistance from Awaken. At least in a way, Cizera can try and influence for silent pressure with his ult.
Yes, but I think Genvi, since he will be going back,
yummy.
Bot lane for TNC can actually force out this third trade right here in the bot lane amidst the first turret taken towards the top side.
Ooh. First turret already secured by AEX.
Looks like Genvi actually gonna stick around to make sure na hindi basta-basta mata-take down agad yan ng TNC. And looks like mission accomplished for him. So nakita naman natin, Kamsu and Kurosu are already making their way towards bot side. If ever, patuloy na mag-commit dito yung si Demon tsaka si Orthros.
Orthros really trying to buy some time for Demon. Wants to really push out this lane. But they can't do much because the Zaya is there with the wave clear. And thanks to the mountain Drake they got in the early game, they were able to push it out quickly for the first turret. That's AEX using their resources, getting leads in terms of objectives.
Oh, yeah, looks like Kurosu gonna be spotting out Burst there. We'll get a few hits here and there, but that will be Burst clearing out that vision that was potentially established by the AEX. Unfortunately, luckily for TNC, control ward to make sure that's remedied right there. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what's happening here though. Burst is kind of lingering around this riverside. I think he is going for Scuttler.
He needs to try and secure some vision, I guess, because with TNC, the hope for that they can have is see Demon. We always say that Demon's laning phase is kind of long. He would go and farm it up, and it's showing right now in his CS, and he already has the Mana Mune and the Sheen here. Here it comes. Ooh, Stun does connect on the burst. Look at the pile up, look at the damage. Forced to use his. Ooh, what happened there? Ignite! Yeah!
And unfortunately, Burst, he was trying to protect the turret, but unfortunately might have gone in a little in too deep with both Genvi and Kurosu there. At mukhang magkakaroon pa ng bonus ang AX by going for this Rift Herald. Uncontested actually. So, tingnan natin. I'm really looking forward to what further value AX can get out of this.
Man, with that value, they would be taking away the Rift Herald. Now, Sidodoy goes to the bot lane and will try and defend the wave. I mean, that's a Scion with his minion materializer all completed, all washed, all used up. He's the one, he's gonna quickly clear out those waves for sure.
Exactly. But
No problem.
Looking here, the Awaken's really starting to hurt here. Nakikita naman natin, di basta-basta nakapag-trade si Hayes amidst all the abilities being thrown out by Awaken dito nga sa mid lane.
Okay, and he's gonna hurt more because he just finished the Luden's Echo. And that is a great item when you're talking about the patch 8.4. More mana. He will continue to clear the wave because he also had the same items that si Dodoy had. So in terms of wave clear, AEX has it all. On the Xerath, on the Scion, and you can see how Hayes, he's really struggling when it comes to sustaining himself in the lane. He really needs that blue buff.
Exactly. Man, oh man, let's go ahead and see though, because so far, AEX, nakikita naman talaga natin yung resolve nila na ipagpatuloy yung pangarap na maabot yung playoffs and potentially yung champion title dito sa PGS. Pero it's still quite a bit of a way to go. We are seeing that proactivity though, but at the same time, with that proactivity, TNC, they're holding their own. So nakita natin hindi pa actually malaki yung difference as far as gold goes kahit lamang ang AX pagdating sa turret take, pagdating sa dragon take.
But if you look at when it comes to gold, it's not really affecting it that much. We're still seeing Haze, same CS, a bit higher. Oh, same for Saitem, but what's his burst? Getting caught here. There's the Howling Gale. He does survive. 4 members piling up there on the Mountain Drake. Can they take it here?
Yes, that would actually be a pretty juicy objective here for
And they
AX.
will. Look at that. No contest. They can.
Exactly. TNC, they're just gonna have to respect that and allow AX to take that Mountain Drake without much trouble. And gaya ng sinasabi ko, napakagandang objective to para sa AX kasi mapapatuloy lang ni Dodo yung pag-split niya towards other lanes if ever he decides to do so. And just unstoppable onslaught into fights whenever he's needed.
Look at that. The Rift Herald has been spawned and Dodo is here to protect his team. And meanwhile in the top lane, Icarus does have the Cannon Barrage at teleport. He can try and go for the assistance here, but it'll be Dodo responding towards the top lane with his teleport. Rift Herald still pushing in the bot lane. We're seeing Tamsu and Icarus. Tamsu and Kurosu in the blue side. They would try and, you know, get some vision out there, but in the end, they're happy with the outer bot lane turret.
Definitely. Still though, TNC, nakita na natin, they're kind of forced into a position na so far, mas nagiging responsive lang sila sa kung anong ginagawa ng AX dito sa mapa. Oo, they've been holding out these past few minutes, pero until they really start trying to at least maintain equal ground with AEX, they're just gonna continue to build up from this.
And we want to see that build up, Arctic. It's always exciting to see a game where it's always there's a chance where a mini sweep can happen or mini reverse in a way that they had a bad start, they can go for a finish. But we're seeing that for AEX, they have the kills for 74 and plus 2 Mountain Drakes. That is huge. And the next Drake is the Ocean Drake. And having 2 Mountain Drakes is great at this point of the game.
Yes, and man, I think most of the gold that we're probably seeing here that allows TNC to at least keep an even stance against AEX. Yung hindi masyadong lumalampas past 2K to 3K. Probably partially could credit that to Icarus just stacking up on the gold, but where everybody else is at right there, lalo kung titingnan mo where Burst is, 0-3 on this Zaz, not really the best position you want to be in, especially if you want to try to be as proactive as possible with the champion that you have. So, tricky.
It all came down to the early invade they had eh. Medyo mahirap talaga si Burst bounce from that. He also took the Raptor Plus and giving Dodo 2 kills from that.
And looking at itemization that Burst has been building up towards so far, so mostly.
He will still get stunned. There is Awaken. One more hit. There's one more there. Come on, that's gonna be the Cell Division. He does have the passive. Demon trying his best to buy some time for his falling comrade and teleport for the save.
Yes, and looks like we're also just gonna allow the rest of AX to
Awaken.
get the way out of there.
Close call. He's managed to dodge the Mystic Shot.
Pero I guess through what we saw there just now, that's the tricky predicament for Burst right here. He's not really in a position wherein he could last long enough to just soak up all the damage coming in across the board from AX. And kung titingnan nyo guys, almost everyone across the board, even Dodo to an extent because of the lead that he had, even though he's building a little bit more tankier, just this raw stats coming in from the Scion, quite painful as is. So I'm kind of worried for TNC. They're a little bit slower in this game than what we're usually used to.
I mean, TNC, they really like to go for the slow game. They want to farm things up. And if they feel confident, will force really uncomfortable fights for AEX because they're not ready. But when AEX had a good start, now TNC is the bad spot.
Okay. Dodo a little bit off angle there with that unstoppable onslaught. Pero mukhang dahil nga nasa 20-minute mark na tayo, nagsisimula na mag-establish ng control ang Acclaim Empire X dito sa Baron side. Hindi nila basta-basta hayaan ng TNC na magkaroon ng avenue na makabalik sila dito sa game.
I mean, like we said before, when we started this the second match in our first game, you need to realize that for AEX, they want to take a victory. They want to win the overall match. And now, They will start the Baron. The steal won't happen. That's going to be Genvi taking out the Baron here. And now Burst, without any passive, will get taken out by Tamsu. Now Dodoy on the red side, trying to zone out the members of TNC, will succeed, but in the end we're seeing Icarus from that Baron flash. He saw it. He will try and make some value out of that. Will secure their first turret, the outer, and potentially maybe their second, which is the inner bot lane.
Where Icarus was at there. I mean, since nakita nga ng AEX na napakalayo ni Icarus, probably also had the timing knowing very well na hindi pa up rin yung teleport niya. Just easily went for the Baron right there. Andun nga rin naman si Dodoy. So even if TNC tried to contest it with the four men that they had, it might have been very tricky for them given nga yung kung nasan sila ngayon so far dito sa game na to. So man, AEX though, this is just absolutely amazing. Kumbaga, isipin mo Vulcan, ang ganda ng talaga ng nagagawa na once you have your back against the wall, yung crunch time is here for AEX and they're really showing that they want to stay in the game for the PGS.
Oh, Damon with the shift out. And yeah, when you're at crunch time and nag-pressure ka, there's no better motivators than pressure, I would say. Like, your deadline is in 1 hour. And
Exactly.
and you do it on the spot. You will feel like the smartest guy alive.
Parehong-pareho tayo ng iniisip. Actually, yung I'm sure maraming summoners na nakaka-relate. Yung
Procrastination can breed complacency and can also breed urgency. And not AEX, they have the urge and they know that this is a game with a lot of bearing. Kahit sila yung sa deadline, their deadline right now is last day ng group stages.
Yes.
Ayusin natin tayo. And now they're doing it.
Yeah, they really want to make sure that they get that final grade to pass into the playoffs right there. The next semester for them, kumbaga. So
I guess in a way you can tell that you can say that AEX is all of us are like AEX in a sense that last day we gotta win this. We're gonna make it a 2-0. Let's not force a tiebreaker. We want to make it to playoffs.
exactly, but man, so far TNC, I don't know, man. This is probably one of the games that I don't know, it's just not the same TNC from the previous weeks. And I think, in all fairness naman, I think it's not just with TNC kind of under the radar right now with how they're performing this game. You also gotta give credits to AEX na talagang rinamp up na nila yung preparation nila para sa last week na to. They're really making it count.
Yeah, every game counts, and now for AEX, this is their last game. If they don't try and make it a good one, they will enter game 2 pressured, and that can really get to you. But looking at the items right now, we are seeing the Banner of Command. This is one of the... yeah, it's being used in the mid lane. You can see that with the Baron and Power Minions here. That minion is going to do a lot of work. And now they're facing AEX's super empowered minions. Look at that. Okay. Here it comes. Dodoy knocks up Demon. He's forced to flash away, and Burst goes in with a Zac. Kidnaps the two members, Hamzu and Dodoy, leaving behind Awaken and Genvi to deal so much damage, but for TNC, they'll fight back. They are taking out two members of AEX, making this defense successful, and now TNC will force AEX to back off.
Man, TNC, I'm not really sure what's going on for them in this game, but all the more better for AEX as we've been seeing here. I think sa nakikita natin, Vulcan, one of the reasons why I feel TNC hasn't really made the most of these past 20 minutes thus far is probably because of where Burst is right now na, gaya nga ng sabi ko, ang maganda kasi dito kay Burst, parang it's very reminiscent of how Naga Esports was doing within the earlier weeks na if he can't get that influence to really help Icarus, to help Haze, to help Demon spearhead into better transitions, then it's a bit tricky for TNC once they hit that mid game. Okay, what's plan B? And with plan B, we do see TNC trying to make those attempts. It's just that AEX, let's go ahead and check out this replay though. So nakita natin Dodo gets the initiation onto Demon. Demon forced to just flash away. And first though, go immediately frontlining for the members of TNC. Actually manages to get both Dodoy and Tamsu. And as a result, they were able to get Tamsu. They were able to salvage this just a bit. Sure, they did lose an inhibitor, but it could have gone way worse for TNC had they not acted at this moment right here.
Because Dodoy at Tamsu, they were too aggressive and they were not on the same page. AEX, let's just take the inhibitor. Dodoy is like, no, I want to try and get a kill.
Yeah.
We saw the same behavior.
Actually.
We saw the same behavior kanina lang eh. And now we're still seeing it again, but I'm kind of scared because this game is not yet secured, and we know that for TNC, they love to play the long game, especially the bot lane. But looking at the CS, same thing goes for Gen. They use scale, I'll scale too. They're at an even CS close to that. When it comes to gold, you're seeing, let's see, Essence Weaver, a Static Sheave, and the Last Whisper. But for C-Demon, I guess he has more money to buy all those items. I mean, having a fully stacked and now has the Frozen Gauntlet, may go for the Blade of the Ruined King.
Exactly, and that's actually not a bad build-up right there from Demon because, I mean, at least as far as components right there, he already has the Muramata as well as the Gauntlet. And I think with that Blade of the Ruined King, at least, okay, Icarus though. That is, oh no, things aren't done this yet.
Oh, he hits a wall. Looks like Icarus will make it out of the way. They are crunching onto Icarus. He has kind of a rush, uses everything to escape. There goes the global pressure for TNC.
Whew. Meanwhile, AEX, they're really starting to continue to assert their dominance and control over Summoner's Rift right here. Kung napapansin nyo, medyo nalilimitahan ang galaw ni TNC as far as how far they can go. And looks like AEX is going to be sieging boss from TNC.
Getting the blue buff. I mean, maluwag yung mapa. They're taking away the resources of TNC. What happened here is that, I mean, I would say, when you pick up a Zac, and you don't try to help your lanes, especially, I would say, yung top lane ata yung kailangan eh. But for the mid lane and the bot lane, they're not that at a bad start. They're not in a bad situation where they can't deal damage. I mean, look at that. A Death Cap, Gnasher's Tooth, and a Distortion Orb. That will build to a Spellbinder, and that's gonna be TNC transitioning really well with great items, great damage into the late game. But can they deal that damage here? Because AEX, they're mowing down their base.
Yes, man, oh man. Wow, very gutsy move coming here from TNC though. Will it actually manage to salvage things? Because AX, they're risking not finishing the game.
This is a call. This is a race. If they have the Baron, they can recall immediately. The turret is going down low. There's the shield trying to defend the turrets here, and that's going to be the Baron secured. They have to back off. That's going to be TNC now ganging up onto AEX with
Yes.
the Baron buff.
That's going to be the hope and the prayer for TNC right there. Having that Baron buff on their side.
Oh my god, there's the slow. Caroso may be picked up here. Doder blocks some shots for his team. No, can he do something here? No, it's going to be Brush bringing in. Oh my god, Champion just got kidnapped there into the spot where TNC was waiting for him.
Man, that was absolutely beautiful coming in from TNC though. Such a clutch right there. The three members that remained at base, they're trying to hold the fort to keep this game up and kicking for TNC to try to at least salvage this win for TNC into game 1. And with that, their patience and that play right there to get Baron really paid off. I mean, as soon as the Baron spawned, allowed TNC that breathing room na, okay, now we have the super minions empowered to fend off the members of AX. And the bonus right there is nakapag-pick off pa sila dun sa members ng AX. And Burst, finally, we were able to see a great play from her. He was able to get Genby.
And now, Icarus stole his drum. And Townsend wants to get a piece of him and takes down Icarus. One member down. Ooh. And not just that,
Yeah.
we're seeing that despite the Baron buff, AEX, they're not scared to start a fight here. Look at that pace. Death sentence. Oh my god! Look at that! Look at that pile up right there. Now 2 members down. Okay, you have the Baron buff, but you lost the Azir. You lost the Gangplank that can clear the waves for you.
Yes, medyo na-excite dun yung TNC with the Baron buff that they had. But then again, this just allows AEX to continue, potentially finish where they left off.
What's happening here? Dodori has the unstoppable onslaught. 2 members down for the count here. 8 seconds left onto Icarus. AEX, they won't back down. They will try and take at least 1 turret. But seeing how the death timers are kind of close to Icarus, that's respect right there. Karen Barrage was used. Burst, charging things up. Aiming for the squishy targets. They're now approaching the red side. TNC not giving chase.
Nope, not at all. They're going to be respecting once again yung, they don't really want what happened to Icarus and Hayes earlier happen again pretty much. So yeah, kailangan medyo disiplina pa rin yung TNC because as far as control dito sa mapa, andun pa rin siya para sa AEX. Kumbaga, there's not really much TNC can do as far as overstepping their boundaries right there. Kailangan andun pa rin yung... Ooh,
oh, look at that! Deep in! Ooh, look at that deliver! Janvi and Crows is very low, getting shred. There's the first divine Enamatsu for the heal. Demon and Hanks doing the damage here. Here goes Icarus. Run aside, Donor low. Tamsu also. This is going to be TNC mowing down AEX.
Yes, there we go. Looks like
Janvi, one more hit there. Can he survive? That's going to be the Storm Shield for the extra damage.
Yes, that is the beautiful thing right here. Luckily, TNC holding the fort for themselves. Unti-unti lang nagpe-payoff. Kung mapapansin mo, Vulcan, itong gold, it's actually been pretty even these past few minutes. And as we transition into these later parts right here, unti-unti lang humahataw itong si Hayes, si Demon, in a way, Icarus as well. So, it's just really starting to build up for TNC. But then again, they can't be too overconfident just yet because things are still looking pretty even. Nakita naman natin na AEX, they still have that potential to keep up. Let's go ahead and check out this replay right here. So AEX, they committed into taking the spirit right there. But beautiful initiate coming here from Burst to get both Awaken and Kurosu. So those were two very crucial members that deal quite the damage for AEX to really make those fights work for them. And because of AEX missing out on that initial damage at the start of this fight, dahil nga nakuha ni Burst, TNC was just able to maul through them. So overall, really, really well played. Finally, Burst has come online for TNC.
About time, so that TNC can try and bounce back from this game over AEX. But they're starting pressure. They tried so hard to end the game as fast as they can, but the Baron that TNC got slowed things down, and now giving a chance for TNC to bounce back. You're seeing Hayes and Demon, the main damage source. Not just that Icarus can still catch up, he's quite fed in terms of gold. He has enough money to buy the items, and now for AEX, they're not giving up just yet. With the Banner of Command, they will push this top lane inner turret.
Yeah, Banner of Command has made quite a bit of a comeback here as a recent match, but are we going to see another fight?
Oh, great disengage coming from Dodoy. There's the ult. He will make it out alive.
Fortunately, Burst tried to go for an elastic slingshot into the fight, but was just within range of that knock-up coming in from Dodoy. But still, nakita naman natin na yung AEX, nire-respeto na nila yung fight potential ng TNC once we do see those full 5v5s.
Teamfight what? Teamfight wise for TNC, Hayes can deal incredible amount of damage. He has the Death Cap, the Void Stab, and the Nashor's Tooth, and the Distortion Node. That is going to do so much work for him. If he makes that to a Spellbinder, that is going to be very difficult for AEX to survive.
Man, this game is really starting to get intense, Vulcan, I gotta say. But still, looks like nakita na natin TNC, they're starting to get back control over their side of the map right here. Tamsu trying to clear things out a bit, but looks like amidst that, won't be able to really get anything out of the side of TNC here.
With the lack of vision that TNC has on the blue side, this is going to be AEX feeling comfortable. They can potentially try and catch one member off guard, because when it comes to a full team fight, this is difficult. They can't handle it. They have that Azir for that wave clear. They have to go for the side lanes, pressure the top or the bot, go for split them up. They cannot afford a team fight.
Meanwhile, TNC looks like, oh, AX are going to try something.
And that's what you gotta do. You gotta split things up, go for the pickups, because they can. They have the Karma and the Xerath. And now since we're seeing pings right now in the map, we're seeing now Tamsu and Genvi. Oh, yeah. Get the last stack there. Third stack on a Mountain Drake. That is gonna give the tools what AEX needs to try and split the members up.
Yeah, man, that's gonna be quite the easy takedown on objectives. And take note, nasa punto na nga tayo na Baron Nashor is back up and kicking for the taking.
Ito na, Arctic. This is gonna be actually the last Baron. We may see what's gonna happen here. We're seeing si Dodoy On the side waiting. Okay, this is bad. This is very bad for AEX, but they successfully evade that. Jemmy forced to use the first term. Now they're the ones being picked off. 3 members on the blue side. Awakening trying to deal some extra damage from the sides, but he can't do much. Tamsin with the counter strike will try to deal some damage, but did you see what Burst did with that Zac denying that leap from the Jax?
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, TNC looks like they're gonna start going for this Baron Nashor. Man, oh man. AEX, unfortunately, they got separated right there. Genvi was running away from the protection that Dodoy and the rest could have granted. Awaken was in a safe distance to deal damage from the distance, but aside from that, TNC was just resolute on taking down Genvi, and AEX paid the price dearly being scattered in that fight.
It's okay for AEX because right now they have 4 stacks on their Drake, but it's not okay for them to die like that, giving away 2 free Barons. And this is a replay on what happened. Trying so hard to just take down the ward, that but enough time for Burst to just engage on them.
Indeed, and look at this here. Dodoy, he was a little bit far from the rest of AEX here. Kumbaga, napakalaking kawalan na sa AEX nun na that solid wall, that solid protection that they could have gotten from the side, along with the knockouts, along with the CC, to at least keep the members of TNC at bay. But man, this is getting crazy. TNC, they have the Baron now, so gaya nga ng sabi ko, we are in these later parts of this game where Hayes can really start shining on this Azir. And look at items, unti-unti na, almost everyone is starting to build up towards completion. So this could be it, Vulcan.
Baron buff on the side of TNC. AEX, what has happened here? They were trying to end the game as fast as they can, but when you rush things as delicate as a last match for them, this is the results. They make mistakes after mistakes. They cannot let pressure get the best of them. Nor TNC, a new team, handling it well. With the mentality entering this match, they successfully fend things off, and now they're the ones controlling this game.
Ooh, AEX, it's kind of interesting here because these past 30 minutes, it's mostly been AEX shoving TNC into a position where they had to be defensive. But with that defense, TNC was able to hold out long enough to get back into this game, and looks like AEX, oh no, this is such a tricky predicament for them. They're kind of
going to crush their spirits if they don't successfully defend or try and take back this game. Now TNC on the push here.
Yes, looks like Ikaros, he is shoving, going for the split here in this mid lane. TNC, they're gonna start wanting to go for this inhibitors. Unfortunately, AEX easily clearing out those waves coming into onto them. And partida pa yun, that was a Baron empowered wave. So it looks like AEX can deal quite fine with these waves coming in and onto them.
Looks like we are seeing the results of the early phase where si Dodoy at si Awaken has the wave clear from the minion materializer, doing a lot of work for them despite being Baron empowered minions. They are trying to clear out the waves, preventing the push coming from TNC. But now, TNC, they had a great comeback coming back to this game. But they cannot be too comfortable because they have to know that AEX, they have triple Mountain Drake. 1 ace or at least 4 members picked up, they can go straight to the base and end it.
Yes, and man oh man, even with the gold build-ups for both sides, kumbaga nasa punto na tayo na the gold differences really don't matter. It all comes down to how both teams execute and utilize whatever strengths that they have going into these fights right here. TNC, they're trying to look for that opportunity for Burst to isolate those key targets coming in from AEX. Yung mapilayan sila sa maging damage output nila sa simula ng laban. So I'm wondering if they'll be able to get this opportunity because AEX, they've been playing it a little bit more safer to not na hindi nila hayaan basta-basta na mabigay opportunity sa TNC na makapag-initiate and isolate those key targets.
They were the ones, they were supposed to be the ones to push and split the members of TNC, but TNC just bait things too well for AEX that they're the ones becoming the target. They tried to go for the sides, but in the end, the Baron just respawned and they were forced to try and respond. But Sidodo, he was separated from his team, can't do much, and AEX, when they're picked up there, they didn't have the will to fight. They just want to back up as fast as they can. They're not really respecting the engaged potential that TNC has on the Zac.
Yes, and man, let's go ahead and see though. In all fairness to AEX, though, they were able to hold their line of defense quite well with how efficient they are at clearing these waves right here. Pero Ikaros, medyo naglilinger siya. Looks like won't be able to get the opportunity to go head-to-head with Dodo right there. We'll just clear out those waves.
I mean, yeah. Look at his CS.
Yeah, I mean, he's pretty much full up already.
It's already 6 items, so he doesn't need to try and take down a very tanky top laner like Cyan with a shield from his W. He doesn't need to risk that. Now he just needs to offer pressure. This, in my opinion, should what AEX have done when he had a great lead. Now Kurosu heals himself up. Two-shot barrage will finish him off.
Oh man, that's gonna be massive here for
No.
TNC. Napakaking pilay nun para sa AEX, losing out on all that utility. So
Now
this
4
could be
members
it.
left, Arctic. What's gonna happen? AEX, can you defend this? Okay, here comes the delivery, but it will be time. So he has Guardian Angel. There's kind of a rush. Baron Mania is doing some work there, but it would not do much. We are seeing that AEX trying to buy some times for themselves. Okay, now they expire. Now they will force to push it out. That's going to be the ultimate for the wave clear, but that will not stop TNC from taking down the inhibitor turret.
Yes, man. Oh man, looks like that was quite the opportunity right
Now
there.
the Elder
Wow.
with that stake here. Okay. Can AEX contest this? I don't think so. But can Tamzu go for a steal here?
Oh,
Where's the steal? There will be no steal. All the rest they had. Now they have to try and do something here. Resurrected from the Guardian Angel. Now Tamzu smites that Scholar. Gets some heal back. Twirls his stick and he leaps away. But it will be Burst sticking him back with his ward. And that's going to be him flinging onto the minion. Tamzu, can he escape here? Now he's just buying time for his team. But Haze will poke him where it hurts.
yes, man. I think this could potentially be it, but looks like TNC, they're just gonna take it chill for the meantime. They're not gonna try to force it because they already have that advantage working for them in the later part of this game. So
I can sense that AEX are feeling frustrated, and I can sense also the TNC. They are feeling a bit confident at this point. Not so confident in the early, but when it comes to the late game, they are powerful. They're practically outscaling to the AEX, but I want to see the pickoffs so that they can start and go for a fair fight, because a 5v5 isn't fair for AEX. Come on, Azir. And they also have a Gangplank and a Zac. That's just ridiculous power.
man, but take note, Vulcan, mag-up na ulit tong Baron. So this
Again.
could be, yeah, we've been talking about how that last Baron, okay, that could actually
I thought
be
it would be the last Baron, but when it becomes a free Baron, that's not the case anymore.
Looks like TNC, they're gonna get first dibs right here. Dibs. Fail. AEX are gonna try to contest though.
Hell God with Orso with the Monsoon. Flings back Tamsu. The Baron. 2k health. The steal. Tamsu full, so fixated on the Baron. Still fails to get that. But TNC, they're in a bad spot here. Burst separates Dodor and Tamsu. Now they were able to pick up Kurosu and Janvi. Two members down right now. AEX running for the hills. But look at the base. And Icarus will finish the game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was crazy.
Oh, no.
He's gonna try to salvage it though. Icarus. Oh, okay, we still have a fight here. Awaken gets caught out. Icarus gonna finish it out. Ladies and gents, that will be it as game one after quite the grueling minutes goes to TNC Pro Team. GG, well played.
GG, well played to both teams, Acclaim Empire X and TNC. But congratulations to TNC for coming back into this game one. What a heartbreaker for AEX. They had what it takes to end the game, but when you force something and when you pressure yourself to do it, you will make mistakes. And TNC noticed those mistakes, and that's how they were able to come back. I mean, ilang free ban nakuha yung TNC? I think it was 3.
Yeah, I mean in the later parts of the game, talagang nagbunga yung pagiging just them standing strong within the earlier phases amidst AEX continuing to pressure to push in to finish the game earlier on. Pero yun nga yung naging problema because how TNC held their defense right there. Oo, medyo naging shaky yung simula nila, but as long as they could allow themselves that opportunity na makapag-transition sa later parts of the game, once they do reach the spice where they could go toe-to-toe with AEX, then that was the moment right there. And Burst really started coming alive in the game as the minutes went by. And I feel like that's a lot of the reason we saw a lot of success fights for TNC going into the later parts of the game. But what this means, Vulcan, kumbaga, wala ning opportunity ng AEX na ma-overtake tong Barcy for a sure spot. They have to go for the reverse sweep to at least force the tiebreaker sobrang intense na nito.
But this is match point for AEX. If they can't shake things off what happened in game 1, that's really breaks the spirit of the players. But they need to grow stronger, and game 2 will be their last chance. We have been the Shoutcasters. My name is Vulcan. With me is Artek. See you after the short break for the continuation for AEX versus TNC. They need to take away game 2 to force a tiebreaker. But for TNC, can they shatter their dreams? We'll see after the short break. The top lane, smart for the secure. 4 members versus 3, flashes away. Shurima Jeff knocks back 2 members with the divide, but only Thomas is going back on to Hayes. He gets chunked down here. Teleport is incoming. Icarus forced to teleport here. There's the Monsoon. Awaken flashes away. Oh, Kurosu with the channel there. He helps out Thompson with the Q, and he will pay for his life. No, Ultimate Awaken. Walang cancel. The Monsoon misses. What happened there? Awaken took down Damon. He's low. Here comes Shidodori, but back away. And Burst goes in with a Zac. Kidnaps the 2 members, Hanzo and Dolder, leaving behind Awaken and Janky to deal so much damage. But for TNC, they'll fight back. They are taking down 2 members of AEX, making this defense. Picks up here. Dolder blocks some shots for his team. Can he do something here? No, it's going to be Burst bringing in. Oh my god, Jamie just got kidnapped there into the spot. This is bad. This is very bad for AEX, but they successfully evade that. Jamie forced to use the first turn. Now they're the ones being picked off. 3 members on the blue side. Awakening trying to deal some extra damage from the side, but he can't do much. Thompson with the counter strike will try to do some damage, but did you see what Burst did with that Zac denying that leap from the Jax? And with where's the steal? There will be no steal. All the rest they had. Now they have to try to do something here. Resurrected from the Guardian Angel. Now Thompson smites that Scholar, gets him healed back. Whirls his stick and he leaps away, but it will be Burst sticking him back with his ward. And that's going to be him flinging onto the minion. Thompson, can you exchange here? Now he's just buying time for his team. And God, with Orso, with the Monsoon, flings back Thompson. The Baron, UK help. The steal. Thompson so fixated on the Baron, still fails to get that, but TNC, they're in a bad spot here. Burst separates Dolder and Thompson. Now they were able to pick up Kurosu and Janvi. 2 members down right now. AEX running for the hills, but look at the base, and Icarus will finish the game. Ladies and gentlemen, that was crazy.
Oh no. He's gonna try to salvage it though. Icarus, okay, we still have a fight here. Awaken gets caught out. Icarus gonna finish it out. Ladies and gents, that will be it as game 1 after quite the grueling minutes goes to TNC Pro Team. GG, well played.
GG.
We are stars, we are one. We light up the night like a black sun. We all shine, we are chrome, and we are shimmering. Turn on, turn on. Play it loud, we don't care. And there's like there's nobody there. Light up the night, yeah, light it up every night. 'Cause we are shimmering. Turn on, turn on. We are stars, we are one. We light up the night like a black sun. We all shine, we are chrome, and we are shimmering. Come on, come same.
Just a young gun with a quick fuse. I was uptight, wanna let loose. I was dreaming of bigger things and wanna leave my old life behind. Not a yes sir, not a follower. Fit the box, fit the mold, have a seat in the foyer. Take a number. I was lightning before the thunder.
Thunder, 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 thunder,
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder. Thunder. Kids were laughing in my classes while I was scheming for the masses. Who do you think you are? Dreaming about being a big star. They say you're basic, they say you're easy. You're always riding in the backseat. Now I'm smiling from the stage while you were clapping in the nosebleeds.
thunder, 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 thunder,
Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder. Thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder, thunder, feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder.
thunder, thunder, thunder,
give it a shot. You and I on the court, time ticking on the clock. Baby, I'ma try to score, cause you the hottest on the block. Nothing dim in your light, but all the options that you got wouldn't ever treat you right. No, I don't need a telescope to see that you're the one, but I do need your time, and if it ain't yours, I'd rather have none. I don't need a fortune teller to tell me my fortune. I have a million signs that my fortune just begun. You got me jumping like
Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
wanna hold you down.
Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka. Boom shakalaka, boom shakalaka.
Wanna hold you down. I said back at it again with the jump shot. I'm aiming for you and I won't stop. Back at it again with the jump shot. We could lock it down, never unlock. I said back at it again with the jump shot. I'm aiming for you and I won't stop. Back at it again with the jump shot. We could lock it down only if we give it a shot.